And now your voice, your vote primary election coverage. The top two vote getters move on to the general election in November. Taking a look at some of those races in the race for Eastern Washington's 5th Congressional District, Cathy McMorris-Rodgers running for a 6th term. She faced 3 challengers this time around. McMorris-Rodgers leading with 52% of the vote, and Democrat Joe Pacotis, that is, with 30%. We'll hear from some of those candidates in just a minute. Taking a look at a couple of state legislative races in District 4 State Rep Position 3 contest, Republican incumbent Matt Shea and his Republican challenger Josh Arutolo both move on to November. But taking a look at the numbers, Arutolo has a sizable amount of support, 44% of the vote. In District 6, State Republican Senator Michael Baumgardner looking for a 2nd term. He and Democrat challenger Rich Cohen also move on to November. Baumgardner, a comfortable lead, 57% of the vote. Cohen, you'll remember, ran against Congresswoman McMorris-Rodgers last election and lost. Now in the race for Spokane County Commissioner, District 3, incumbent Al French facing 2 challengers. French, though, barely trailing Mary Lou Johnson. Just 72 votes separate them right now. Those 2 move on to November. In the race for Spokane County Prosecutor, an open seat following Steve Tucker's retirement, Democrat Brian Beggs and Republican Larry Haskell move on. Haskell leading this one with 57% of the vote. And in the race for Spokane County Sheriff, incumbent Ozzie Knezovich facing Doug Orr, a Spokane police detective. Again, they both move on, but look at the whopping support for Knezovich. He has 72% of the vote. Well, she is the highest-ranking female Republican in the U.S. House. And Cathy McMorris-Rodgers is looking for a 6th term representing Eastern Washington's 5th District. Can anyone come close to beating her? KXLY4's Katie Curry working for you. She spoke with McMorris-Rodgers about tonight's results. Katie?
Nadine, Cathy McMorris-Rodgers is taking away 52% of the votes in early returns. She will face Democrat Joe Pacotis, who received 29% of the vote this November. Other challengers in tonight's primary were independent Dave Wilson and fellow Republican Tom Horn. McMorris-Rodgers told me tonight she is pleased with the numbers going into the general election.
It just does my heart good to see the trust and confidence that people still have in the leadership that I'm bringing for Eastern Washington. It's my honor to represent them in Congress, and I work hard every day to make them proud.
McMorris-Rodgers said she wants to be a part of creating more opportunities in Eastern Washington with more jobs and better paying jobs so we can continue building strong communities. Independent Dave Wilson has been known for being outspoken. He questions Pacotis' ability to defeat McMorris-Rodgers.
We knew running as an independent was the tough way to go, but I still believe that it's going to be very difficult for a Democrat to beat Cathy McMorris. And I still believe that the only way to beat her is to run as an independent.
And come November 4th, we will see if Wilson's prediction is right. Her opponent, Pacotis, is hoping for job creation initiatives. He wants to close the 30% unemployment gap the 5th District has compared to the rest of the country. According to his website, Pacotis wants voters to look at his work record, saying he is a CEO for Colville Confederated Tribes, not a career politician. Reporting in studio tonight, Katie Curry, KXLY4 News.
All right, thank you, Katie. Election officials say the number of ballots received are about 30% of the total mailed out, a number they were expecting.
We've received over 86,000 ballots through today. We've counted over 80,000, so we have about 5,000 left to process.
And ballots received after 8 o'clock tonight, as well as any incoming ballots that will be mailed in, they'll be processed in the next few days. The election will be certified August 19th.